This is the Barbados Today afternoon news for Monday, December 11. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary Claire Williams. Housing and Lands Minister Denis Kellman is defending government's planned sale of state assets to boost foreign reserves. The Ferndale Stewart administration is looking to sell the Hilton Hotel as well as the Barbados National Terminal Company Limited, both for $100 million US. Barbados Today caught up with Kellman at his annual Christmas party on the weekend, and he said despite some criticism, the sales are necessary at this time.
One thing people must remember that the Hilton or the oil company will not move from Barbados. It will still remain an asset of the country. So I do not know sometimes why people worry about these things, and I am still a strong believer in old economics. Old economics has taught me that government should only get involved in those things that the private sector is not interested in getting involved. And as soon as the private sector is interested, government should sell, use the foreign exchange also to create economic activity that the private sector would not normally get involved in. And the sale of the Hilton, as you can see, will be replaced by Sam Lloyd's. And it is important for government to have the foreign exchange to build out the country. And you would have heard me speaking also that we need to build out our ports and so on. And the only way we can do that is if we sell some of our assets at the present moment and try to encourage other persons to come on board.
Acting Prime Minister Richard Seeley tells members of the creative industry that government is committed to the development of that sector. Seeley told the NIFCA Gold Awards ceremony there are several benefits to be gained from the development and investment in the creative sectors.
Culture can make an important contribution to the island's gross domestic product and can be a critical source of employment generation for our citizens and in particular our young entrepreneurs. Of extreme importance, however, is the fact that the cultural industries can become a vital source, of course, for earning foreign exchange. We also accept that the intersectoral linkages between the cultural industries and the aforementioned sectors could lead to enhanced economic activity as well as the potential for business people to cater to specific needs where such needs arise.
He added that such development can be achieved through continued collaboration with the social partnership.
Barbados social partners have been engaged actively with each other to formulate a structured and methodical strategy which, when completed, will serve as a blueprint for this critical sector. Through this strategy, an immediate, short, medium and longer term agenda for the growth and development of Barbados' economy and society will be framed. Furthermore, the role of the creative sector in contributing to Barbados' economic recovery will be prominently positioned. Plans articulated by the social partners include: 1. Enhancing the attractiveness of Barbados for the hosting of cultural events. 2. Developing Barbados as a prime location for international film production. And 3. Further developing the UNESCO-designated World Heritage Site of Bridgetown and its garrison. It is envisaged that this strategy, which is already at an advanced stage of completion, will very shortly be submitted to Cabinet for approval.
A new non-governmental organization is looking to help young girls who are dealing with the issue of growing up without their father. This past weekend saw the launch of Hope and Healing for Daddyless Daughters. CEO Shakira Hull told Barbados Today the decision to form the organization was inspired by her own experience of growing up with an absent father.
I am looking basically to help them to heal, to help them to get over the process, to help them to move forward in life. We're looking to do life classes, we're looking to do seminars and sessions, counseling if possible. We're trying to get a lot of people on board that this can be successful. I have a daughter of my own who is going through the same exact thing that I have been through. She would be one of my biggest motivations to get through and to get over this hurdle, because that is exactly what it becomes in your life, like you asked from my experiences before. Initially, my goal is basically just to help women, you know, to get forward.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region, and we go to St. Lucia, where the government is planning to introduce new tax reform measures on the heels of the island's blacklisting as a tax haven by the European Union. The EU published a global list of tax havens earlier this month, which included 4 Caribbean countries. Junior Minister of Finance Eubaldus Raymond denies that the island is a tax haven and says the new regulations are likely to be unveiled in the new budget. He maintains that Castries has complied with all the requirements of international regulatory institutions, and Prime Minister Alan Chasney signed the automatic exchange of information in November last year. Raymond says the main issue involves the harmonization of taxes, which the country is currently working to improve. On the international scene, one person has been taken into custody after an explosion rocked New York's Port Authority this morning. No one else was hurt in the incident apart from the suspect, and it occurred during the rush hour. Police have not yet identified the device used. Local news channel WABC cited sources as saying a possible pipe bomb detonated in a passageway below ground at the Port Authority. Sources also said a man with a possible second device was detained in the subway tunnel. The bus terminal was temporarily closed as a result of the incident. And finally, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte is seeking to extend martial law by 1 year to contain insurgencies. We get the details in this Reuters report.
Months after an Islamist rebellion was crushed in the Philippines, officials say President Rodrigo Duterte will still ask Congress for 1 more year of military rule in the South on Monday to keep a lid on what he's calling an insurgency. Duterte first imposed martial law on the southern island of Mindanao back in May, as his forces struggled for 5 months to take back the city of Marawi from insurgents. Marawi was declared liberated in October, and army rule will expire at the end of the year. Duterte officials say that's too soon, and that militants linked to Islamic State remain a threat and are ratcheting up recruitment. They also say intelligence points to a new attack on another city. Duterte's cabinet will send a letter to Congress Monday. Members of the House and Senate will likely vote on an extension by Friday. There's no constitutional limit on how long martial law can be extended.
That's news this afternoon. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also find us on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Marie Claire Williams. Good afternoon.